Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna have an interesting topic that actually I was not thinking about it for some time, but when I was listening to Tesla's talking about Warcraft, one of the issues he had with the game it was like there are so many maps, right? And I thought like, oh, that actually reminds me of something, because when I came back to Warcraft 3 in 2020, around that time when the Reforged was announced, I was invited to one of the podcasts from Todd, and I told guys like, and we were talking about the balance, and I told them guys, the first thing we should focus on are maps actually, right? I feel like all of those maps are outdated. We need some new maps, new things on them, and etc. etc. And at that time, the backlash was actually kind of huge, right? They said like, "Oh, Warcraft is not like Starcraft. We cannot have so many map rotations, and blah blah blah, yada yada yada." But 4 or 5 years later, we have a lot of new maps, and actually tons of them, and a lot presented during a W3 Champion season. I don't know what exactly is the rotation of the maps on the Battle.net, but for me the benchmark is right now W3 Champions, and this is what we're gonna take a look at. And I will actually propose something, because as of today, right, you can even see the date, right, is 27th April, Sunday. We have how many maps on the ladder? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 maps. Every single map is so much different. You cannot even compare this to map choices in StarCraft, for example, right? Because in Warcraft you have creeps, you have different creeps, different items, drops, etc., right? So learning 12 maps is kinda a lot. And then you think like, okay, what are the most popular formats in the tournaments? It's best of ones, best of three, best of five, and as of recently, a really popular mode of having a best of seven in the finals, or maybe sometimes in the semi-finals if the game is really impactful for the prizes or whatnot, right? Or the qualifiers, etc. But mostly we have best of threes and best of fives. So having 12 maps for the ladder is like a lot to take in. And what I really like, what is happening right now in the game, is that nice, we have a lot of new maps. Like even let's took Autumn Leaves, for me, kind of new map. I was still playing it back in 2029, but 2021, but it's still a new map, relatively new map, right? Boulder Vale, completely new map for me. Like Concealed Hill, old map. Hammerfall as well, new map. Last Refuge, kind of updated with version 1.5, but still an old map. Melting Valley, it's an OG map. I really hated this map back in the 2007, 8, 9, whenever this map was presented, but it's also updated version to 2.0. Northern Isles, one of the, it's kind of like similar to Autumn Leaves. When I started playing, Northern Isles was already in the game, but it was not like 12 years ago, right? Secret Valley, again, old map, kind of refreshed to 2.0. Shallow Grave, kind of new map. Springtime, also new map for me. 1000 is also one of the newer maps, and absolutely new map, Warhail. So there are a lot of new maps presented compared to the times of 2010 when you had Eco Isles, right? With Meadows, Gnoll Wood, Lost Temple. What else? If I try to remind myself, but those are like the most popular. Yeah, Secret Valley was also there, right? But we have some new maps, and I like it. I like it, but I think there are way too many maps presented during the season for sure. So let's even now take a look at the recent tournaments. And I actually took 2 tournaments, right? I took the Back to Warcraft Weekly Cup from March 2025. It was played on April 17th. And the most recent, right, the Dolphin Warcraft Championship Cup just finished. I think it was finished today with the finals, right? I think the finals were today, yes, April 27th, so it was like today. And we're gonna look at the maps. Back to Warcraft have 5 maps, and I like it, right? It's a good choice, probably. Finals are best of 5, so it's acceptable. No bans, you just play loser picks, right? So it's fine. I like it, and it's okay, right? You have all the ladder maps, nothing fancy, right? Boulder Vale, one of the newer maps with Warhail, Shallow Grave, Last Refuge, and Melting Valley. So like two kind of OG maps, one really old, which is refreshed, so we could say that, okay, it's new, and two completely new maps. I like it, right? And then you have Dolphin Warcraft Championship, and you have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 maps. And the finals were best of 7 as well. So for best of 7, you have 1 ban each. But some maps, I think Twisted Meadows is not played right now on a ladder. Let me see. I think TM is not present. Yes, he's not present. And I think that Eco Isles is not also present on the ladder. So you have two maps that you don't actually practice, at least on W3 Champions. And again, I'm not taking KK Platform as a benchmark. I'm taking W3 Champions as a benchmark, since I think it's more popular, right? And this is where a majority of the players are playing. So what I would like to propose with the maps, I for sure really love the map rotation. The newer map presented to the game, and this is what I was actually trying to explain, guys, when I was more active. That is really needed. But now, what I would really like to have, since majority of the tournaments as anyways best of ones, best of 3, and best of 5, best of 7 at best, right? But we saw that you can have best of 5 with 5 maps presented as a back to Warcraft Cup did. So this is fine. Just no bans, looters pick, and that's okay, right? So in my opinion, 12 maps in a season, way too many. And you see that a lot of new players are kind of complaining about it, like, oh my god, how am I going to learn? And some of the maps you're not even going to play in the tournament, right? So my proposal would be to actually make a 7-season map. 7 maps for the seasons, right? You're not playing best of 9, let's be real, right? So just having those 7 maps that are tournament maps and you focus on them, I think that's probably a much better solution. And what I would actually focus on, and I don't know how long are now the W3 Champions seasons, how long they last, if that is like 3 months, more or less, I don't know. Probably a 3 months is like a good period of time to have a ladder go before a reset. So I would actually have 7 maps and rotate them every season. Like if one season, for example, I have Autumn Leaves, the Boulder Vale, Concealed Hill, Hammerfall, Last Refuge, Melting Valley, right? It's what, 6, and Northern Isles. And have a next season and not have a single map from those 7 at all. Maybe one top 2, and present 5 completely new maps. It would bring so much refreshments. And actually, I would obviously try to rotate some older maps, but bring completely fresh one. Like, it's so cool that we have Warhail and we have also Boulder Vale, but from my investigation, those maps are not really that popular in the tournament, so why even play them at all? So I have them vetoed down, right? Like, the tournament is not forcing me, it's only back to Warcraft Cup. But if you have like a major tournament like DWCC, they don't have those maps, I think, right? Not at all. They don't have those maps. So why even bother practicing them, right? So that's what I don't think is good. So first thing, way too many maps. Present map rotations in the season. Just be more have more courage to bring new maps and just rotate them. I mean, even for example, you have a winter time. That would be really cool to just have winter maps, right? Like just get Northern Isles, springtime, get Melting Valley, and 2 completely brand new maps, or 4 new maps of a total of 7 with winter theme, and it's really cool, right? And everyone could be happy, or I would be happy at least. I think that the biggest problem right now, there are way too many maps, and I think we should more think about rotating those maps, bringing some new fresh maps, and just making players play on them on the tournaments. Would also make it probably much cooler for the map makers as well. I know it takes time to test maps, but we had like Hive Workshop tournaments where people were testing new maps. I know I was taking part in some of those tournaments where you get tournaments hosted on completely new maps that were like in a limbo proposition, right? Just being tested and whatnot. But yeah, I think the current problem, and it just highlights what Tasteless said when he was playing Warcraft 3. It's so hard to learn all of them, right? And if you have just 12 presented, that's I know. Let me know, guys, what do you think about it? My idea is that bring less maps to the season, rotate them more often. It will make game more interesting, and even I kind of influence meta. You don't have to always influence meta with the balance changes. You can influence meta with map changes, right? If a map favors a fast expansion, maybe a map doesn't favor a map expansion. Maybe a map favors mass airplay, like with fountains, and you're gonna see more gargoyles against night elves. That's as an example, right? Maybe some different one bases, maybe some timing rushes, maybe cheeses. You don't know. Just have some maps that kind of influence meta. I think that would be kind of interesting. So those are my kind of thoughts about it. That's maybe also a series when I'm gonna talk about my ideas of how to improve the game or what should be implemented in them. Let me know what you think in the comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.